In the greenhouse game, each week begins with 3 players entering the greenhouse, earning power in deciding who goes home each cycle. Players in the greenhouse designate which players are vulnerable at each week's banishment. Additionally, players are able to earn seeds, the in-game currency, and the vulnerable players can use those seeds to buy their way out of precarious situations. Alliances must be forged, lies must be told, and at the end of each cycle, someone has to go home. It's the ultimate game of negotiation. Do you strike now or save your power for later? Do you save a valuable ally or do you save your seeds? 13 enter, 1 will leave. This is the greenhouse. Alright everybody, here we are at the end of the daisy chain auction. I see no bids. Does anyone want to quickly change that? Alright, I'm going to call it, which means that Maddie and Lily are our final nominees going into the banishment. I'll give you some more time and then we will eliminate. Good luck.
Because they've already been.
How do you feel about being the easy person?
I don't like that. Because
didn't that happen to you last, like in Big Brother?
I'm tough and I never get to prove myself.
Look, we're good.
Hey, we better be.
Because think about it, if I think Clay might be voting for us, but worst comes to worst, it would be 3 votes for them with Clay, the 2 girls, Clay, Victoria.
And they've got a banked vote. That's what we have to think about.
They have 2, so that's 5.
They have 2 bank votes?
But if we have 5 people, then
We
it's
just
going to
need
come
your
down
bank
to
vote.
it. Yeah. Or it
And
comes
then we'll
have a
be at
bank
6.
or it comes down to a tie. Yeah, I do have a bank vote. Or it comes down to a tie. And am I the person that breaks the
Who
tie?
breaks the tie?
Oh, I think you do break the tie.
Then I don't need to use my bank vote if I break the tie.
Yeah, but it's just such a wishy-washy thing.
Johnny seems like he's solid.
Really?
Carlin seems like she's solid.
Carlin told me, she said, I'm not trying to vote you out. That's what she said to me.
The remaining players vote to banish one of the nominees, and the beginner of the chain gets an additional vote in the event of a tie.
Yeah.
So that would be me. So I don't need to use a bank vote.
Yeah, if we for sure have Carlin and Johnny.
Sound like it? It sounded like
If
it.
you feel confident, I feel
They
confident.
were
Talking to
Obviously, they have to talk to everybody. I know.
no, they were both. They were all standing here, and they were like, "Yes, I will do it. We just need Patrick's word." And I was like, "Patrick is fine."
What? Yo, what? Am I really the one?
No, you were the only one not there, so they wanted to make sure it was
I was
those
gonna come
5.
over, but by the time I made my way over, I was gonna talk to Lily and them just because like they were sitting by the fountain for like ever, and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. No, I think. So then it comes down to 6. Like we would have 6 votes to keep you in the end. If it's a tie.
If Clay stays, if Clay flipped back, then it would be a tie. But I think Clay might vote with us. It would make sense for them to use both their bank
No,
votes.
it doesn't matter. Clay doesn't matter. Because we still have 5.
No, I know, but I feel like Clay should be voting with us.
He should, if he's smart.
In that case, it would almost be beneficial for them to be using their bank votes here.
I'm just having a nice time with the goats.
With the goats?
I love the goats. They're so cute.
Are the goats your only allies left in this game?
They really are.
But really, what's about to happen? Do you know?
That's a great question. I might be naive.
Because you are on the block
I am on the block.
against Maddie.
With Maddie, tried and true. My block frenemy. Yeah, I'm on the chopping block. I think I'm gonna be okay, but I've been wrong before, so But yeah, I feel okay, but I feel like especially when you're the person like advocating to be saved. I don't know. I feel like at a certain point you have to trust your alliances and let them kind of do the bargaining. Because when I'm in the conversation, people feel less comfortable about bargaining. And so at a certain point, I'm hurting more than I'm helping by like butting into the conversation. So I'm kind of just like letting them have their conversations. And I don't know. Right now, I'm just kind of trusting the process that I've like laid the groundwork to get through this vote. And then when we start a new round, kind of go back to, okay, what's next? But for now, I feel like I would do more harm than good. So just having go time.
Yeah, goats.
Yay!
Well, you know what we need to do?
What?
We need to talk to Clay.
Is something worrying you? Mm-hmm. What's worrying you?
Well, I just need to confirm that we are cool.
You think Miss Clay about to burn us?
Oh, I don't think that. I do think that Brody's trying to sway him, and I would like
You
to.
think?
I do. So I would like to confirm or deny and figure out what our strategy there is. So you think
A great ally to have on your side, but you never quite know how long he's gonna be on your
So
side.
would you like to change the order of things? I think, obviously.
Yeah.
Just turned around.
Watch out for poop.
And she was just there.
Watch out for poop.
She's
There's
just like,
There's poop. Can I come talk? We were just saying that, unfortunately, I do think sometime soon Brody's going to make a ploy to switch sides.
I think
Yeah.
he is. I think
And as
he's
much as I
trying
love
to
him, I do
pull
think
play.
that, no, I do
Yeah.
think he's a great strategizer. So when we go for it, it's got to be fucking secret, except for the people that you know are going to vote his way. It's got to be. And we might need to use your bank votes.
And
that time.
I was about to say that. I think
We need to
that
save
we
them
need
all.
to.
Okay.
Yeah. So that might be a
Put them
next
together.
round moment, as long as I make it through this round.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that do you think Clay and Brody might actually switch sides?
I don't think so.
What I know is that we have an hour and a half drive in the car together. Playing. That's what I do know. That's what I do know. And I do know that he might not go to sleep tonight. That's what I do know. I mean, listen.
don't
No,
think
I'm
it
just
personally,
kidding.
like,
I'm not going to take it personally. I am
They have to
kidding.
try and make
I'm
a
not
play.
really going to kill
You know
him.
what I mean?
I'm not really
They
going
do
to
have to try and make a play.
I'm going to hurt him a
I'm
little
not
bit.
offended if they are, but we just kind of have
I'm
to
not
be
gonna
able
do
to anticipate.
No, I'm not
Try.
going to be.
You know
I
what
won't
I
be
mean?
mad. But I will. But maybe this early in the game, I will.
Do you think that this round is a concern?
I don't, but I mean,
Let me consult the book.
You.
for this round,
There'll be 3
yeah,
votes for
there
you.
will, unless
Now you think that's going to be Laura,
Unless Brody
Maddie?
is
Wait, Maddie
lying.
can't vote, so Laura, Patrick.
Laura Patrick.
Oh,
She's
Laura,
got 2.
Patrick, yes.
Laura Patrick. So I think that's 3 votes for you. If you get more than 3 votes, then we have to figure out who that person
unless
is.
Brody is lying,
And he
he
uses
could
his swing
also
vote.
use his 2 votes. So that would be 5 votes for her, and in that case, I would need to use a banked vote for
Okay,
Lily.
I have an idea.
Okay.
Okay. Approach Carlin,
Okay.
like you're maybe not so loyal anymore.
Me?
See if you can get anything out of her.
Carlin?
Yeah.
I've already spoken to Carlin. Oh, you mean about Brody?
No, try to see if like there is a way. Be like, oh, are y'all trying to get Lily out? Can I get in?
No,
on it?
Carlin's.
You sure?
I don't think that she's lying to me.
Okay.
I really don't. Brody might be lying.
All right, but let's say Brody is lying. So that's 2-2. So that's 2 Brody, 2 Laura, 1 Patrick. That's 5.
Yeah. No.
It would be 5 and 5.
Yeah,
So you would
so
have
I
to
would
use
have to
yours.
use a banked vote. Should I just go
That's
ahead
cute.
and use one of my banked votes this round?
Well, we might need it later to get Brody out.
I know, but
How can we figure out if they're trying to make that play? Who can we trust? Who would Brody approach besides Laura to go that way?
Clay. I mean, he's been talking to Clay. He's been talking
They've
to
been
Clay a
talking to
lot.
Clay this whole time, before the auction, and now they've been talking to Clay.
Should I talk to Clay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Laura breaking the tie is a
Patrick
huge
had already
deal.
told. Patrick had already told me.
Correct. I
the
saw him
plan
over
for
here, and I
Lily.
was gonna wait.
I just didn't realize y'all were on board for that.
I'm on board, and this is the reason. I think if not, and they win power next week, the game is over.
Mhm.
That's my concern. And they've shown time and time again that they can win power.
Lily is a strong player. Aside from any personal friendships I have with her, she's
very
strong.
good.
And she's got the power of persuasion, and so I understand that.
And
Maddie would continue to probably be a pawn,
Correct.
if
Yeah.
that were the case. But is that what you are thinking of doing as well?
I told him that is a very sticky thing for
It
me,
is.
and I was not interested at
That's
all.
why I said I just don't want to do it if it's not going to pan out, because
Right.
that just
I would do it only
complicates
if I
everything.
knew.
And that's why I wanted to bring you two together, to make sure we're all on the same page. Because no matter what we're doing, I'm doing it with y'all.
Mhm.
But I think, truly, for us 3, it is the best option. Because I know all 3 of us are on the outs in that group.
Yeah.
Even if it's not now, because Caitlin walked up to me and said, "So you're voting with us? I mean, at least for now." And I was like, well, that doesn't make me feel good about this situation here,
Yeah.
which has happened several
I
times.
think they are also currently counting on all 3 of our votes.
They need them. Well, they know they need them.
But Caitlin does have 2 banked.
She does, but even if all three of us vote, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because that still makes it a 6-2.
So, yeah.
How do we confirm?
Yeah, so it's,
Do we need to just bring everyone right here, be open about it?
so
And
Laura's 2,
Laura will for sure
Carlin,
vote. I think Patrick will for sure vote.
Patrick.
Carlin seems to be fairly
For sure,
aligned with
she's
Patrick.
Patrick's our
is
number
4.
one.
I mean, I don't think there's anything to worry about.
I
True.
agree.
Okay.
So, very well, that works.
Okay.
Trying to have this coup against Lily is very uncomfortable for me. I know that it has to happen eventually. I just don't want to piss off Caitlin and Victoria because I have Caitlin's. I gave her an extra bank vote, so she's got 3. She can vote 3 at any time, and that's scary to me. But it seems like everybody else is cool with me, and they want this to happen, and so I don't think it would make sense for me to vote against the house.
Yeah. So, if we're all being honest here and we're all voting for Maddie,
Patrick's making a big push. I'll say that and be open.
yeah,
And I would be lying if I'm not, like, at least hearing it out, because I think I have to hear out every option in the game.
yeah,
I just don't know if it's the right move
yeah,
to vote out Lily, because I trust Lily.
yeah.
I've worked with y'all all game. It's just, I don't know where I'm falling on it yet, to be perfectly honest
Okay.
with you. I still would the fear that Patrick is pushing for, and he's doing a great job of it, is you 3, if y'all get power, it ruins the rest of the game because y'all are going to keep power the whole way.
I have a loyalty to you that we've like communicated and is, and I have like looser verbal, like I have no contracts
Yeah.
with Lily and Victoria, but there is like an unspoken,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm not looking to
Totally.
betray them, you
And,
know?
and the
for
other
sure.
thing is, and this is just me saying this, if that plan that Patrick's pitching were to go through, it doesn't mean anybody's coming for you at Victoria. Because I
Yeah.
think it then de-escalates that threat to a point of, don't worry about it now, not a threat anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that we're going through with it or not. I'm just saying I do think there is some benefit to it for you, personally, on a personal level,
To what?
with Lily going out, because then it de-escalates your threat level to where not everyone's targeting you 3 every round
Right.
if they get power.
Right.
Because until one of you goes, that will be the case.
This round, I'm not going for Lily to be out this round.
That makes sense, and
Yeah.
I don't expect you to. I'm just making sure you're aware of the possibility.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that even is going to happen.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So I decided to make everyone aware of the situation because I'm a messy bitch, for one. And 2, I can't just lie to people to their face and feel decent about it. And I think long term it makes more sense to be somewhat honest, even if not completely honest. So I told Caitlin about the situation. I think I still want to vote Lily out. I just need to convince Johnny and Clay that that's the right move, and it is for them. It's not like me trying to bullshit them. But I understand why they're nervous, because they think it's easy sailing, but those girls are strong. And notice that Caitlin not once said that she had anything with me during that conversation. She just said, oh, Johnny, you and I have talked about how good an alliance we have, and I've had looser alliances with Clay and the other girls, not once me. So I need to make sure Johnny's aware of that and make him choose between me or her, because that's going to be what's going to be the deciding factor here. Is Johnny trust me, or does Johnny trust the girls? He can make the choice. I'm going to vote the way I need to vote.
So Patrick is making a big push to get you out.
Of course, yeah.
And I think that Carlin's loyalty could go either way.
Great.
And Laura has a banked vote or 2 banked votes.
A bank vote, I think.
Also, if there's a tie, Laura is the tiebreaker due to her having immunity.
Shit. Okay. Didn't
So
realize that.
I am trying to figure out exactly where everyone is swaying right now.
So then
because
Caitlin needs to use her bank votes for me if she wants me to stay in.
that's what we were just talking about.
Right.
Also, Brody and Johnny are wanting to make sure that they are voting with the majority, which we are hoping is going to stay on Maddie.
do they think?
But we're all
Who's
just
moving?
talking and like nobody knows what's going on
Who's
because
moving? Me, you, Victoria are not moving. Caitlin's not moving. Johnny, is Johnny moving?
it's I don't know about Brody and Johnny, and I don't know about Carlin.
Carlin, I think, might be a lost cause. But
I
if we
think
can keep
Carlin
with
might
Johnny,
be with them, but everybody's counting Carlin's vote on our side. I don't know if we have it.
yeah, I don't think
So
we
who
do.
has bank votes and who has how
But-
many?
Brody has one, Laura has one, Caitlin has
Brody
two.
has one?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah.
that.
So let's say Brody doesn't
Wait,
vote
Caitlin
no.
has two. How many does Laura have?
One. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If Caitlin uses her bank votes, we should still be okay.
Okay. Both of them?
Unfortunately,
Okay.
we were hoping not to, because I was saying sooner or later we need to get Brody out. So I was hoping to use him then, but best laid plans.
So there's 8 people voting, right? So let's say that it's me, you, Laura, Johnny, and Brody.
Are we sure Johnny's on board 100%?
There's Johnny, Brody, and what's Clay you're talking about back. So let's say that these are the votes, right? So if we have those 5, because you said you felt good about Johnny.
Johnny was like,
Hella about it?
Yeah.
I just had a conversation with him when he was like, I want to make sure everyone's on board.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm not going through with it.
yeah.
Okay. And so,
I'm just checking.
And so this is the 5, and this is the 3 of Clay, Victoria, and Caitlin. Even if she uses both of her banked votes, it's a tie, and Laura breaks it in our
Are
favor.
we sure you break it?
Yeah, I
Yes.
checked the rule
Okay.
book.
So I don't think there's any reason for us to use banked votes.
No, I don't want to waste bank
Okay.
votes.
I trust you.
If-
I trust
yeah.
you. No, I trust you.
Well,
If you're sure, then I trust you.
it is if everybody is being a truther with me. I don't.
A truther?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is flipping against McGill and it's making me nervous.
I'm going to ask you a serious question.
Okay.
And this is going to explain a lot, and I will explain to you why.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you trust me? Do you trust me more than you trust Caitlin?
Caitlin?
Yes.
In the long run, yes. I do trust you. I do have a little bit of nervousness about the rest of the game if I start knocking out like my natural allies, but I
that's
also
coming.
can't rest everything in their hands either.
Correct. And here's my thing. That whole conversation, she looked at Johnny, said, you know what, you and I are good. Clay, you and I have had loose things. Not once did she say anything about me.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why y'all think that way and feel that way, because y'all have better relationships than them. It doesn't make sense for me,
Yeah.
because there was no kind of promise of, hey, you're good till this point.
I
It's-
have been saying up until like you give me a reason to not trust you, like I do trust you.
Yeah, and I know,
And I trust Johnny.
well,
and I
know,
trust
I
you.
know I can be a quote unquote threatening player. It's never going to change. The
Right.
thing is, I can be threatening for you or against you.
Mhm.
And that's always been my philosophy, and I'm not going to go against people for no goddamn reason.
Yeah.
I'd rather work with the people I trust and then instill that
Yeah. I
to
mean,
where that way we can dominate a game as a group versus battle uphill by myself. thinking
in the
I'm
long run
great.
of the game, I would feel more comfortable if we were agreeing on something as a majority and the votes were panning out that way versus blind loyalty from the outside.
What you mean?
Like, if we're sitting here saying like, okay, the majority is voting for Lily, I would rather vote for Lily than keep my
I'm
loyalty with
leaning-
her. You know
I'm
what I
leaning
mean?
vote out Lily.
Yeah.
You leaning toward that too?
Yes, I am.
She's.
And
I
Patrick
think you're
still
100%
is.
in. Patrick's 100%.
And I really
Laura's
want,
in.
I really want you to be 100% in because I want you to be
I
with
am if I am convinced that everybody is telling the truth and is gonna do that. Like
I'm
if
telling
you're
you.
gonna do that, Johnny's gonna do that.
I
you're
need
gonna do
Johnny.
that.
I haven't been able to talk to Johnny.
Absolutely.
I just don't want to turn against her
I
and then
know.
have that whole side against me
I know.
and she stays.
We don't want that.
That would
either.
be
No,
We
you
don't
know
want
what
that
I mean?
either.
If she stays, then we're all screwed anyway, and I'm just gonna
Because
pack my bags and
Caitlin
get
has
eight.
2 banked votes.
Agreed. One, sure. Because yeah, no, come on.
Caitlin has 2 banked votes.
Correct,
I
but
know.
we have 2 bank votes. To where if we see her hand them off, I'm playing. And then
I think
we
at
have a
this point
tiebreaker
Lily's
anyway.
gonna convince her to use them.
That's fine. And I can use mine if
Let's just go
needed.
ahead and use them. Just
Laura
to be
can use
safe.
hers if needed, and Laura still breaks the tie.
But I'm
might be a
telling you,
time for
if
that.
we work together, we're going to be a
But I think-
powerhouse. And I say we do it.
But we
and
need to agree.
If y'all
Are
are
you in?
if y'all are telling me that y'all want to do that,
I wanna
I'm
do
in
it.
for that.
I wanna
really
do it.
am.
I want
Because
to make
I'm
the
not
move.
trying to
It's now or
fuck
never.
myself over with like
It is now or never.
I think it's now or never,
It
or we're
is. It
screwed.
is now or never.
yeah.
So that's where I'm sitting.
Okay.
With Johnny, we're
I didn't need to
six.
confirm Johnny. I just haven't confirmed
Yeah.
it from him yet.
I think we're six. And
think
if
we're
not,
six.
and even if they use their bank votes, we wouldn't need them.
At five,
Okay.
at five as a majority, even with the bank votes, because Laura has tie-breaking powers.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Yeah. If y'all are doing it, I'll do
Yes,
it.
we are.
We wouldn't make you do this move if we weren't gonna back you.
Okay.
I've explained it to you and where I stand on it.
It's in
I'm
all
gonna
of
talk
our
with
best
Johnny one
interests.
last time, but that is where I stand if you don't hear from me.
Okay.
And that's my word.
It'll be a fun ride home.
Say, hello, Uber.
She said it herself. She said that would be a badass move if you guys got me out this round. And I know she was
When did she
like,
say that?
And she was like, yeah, it'd be quite a coup if you guys rallied and voted me out. And we were all like, yeah, that'd be crazy. I mean, like, she recognizes it. Everybody recognizes how strong of a player she is. It's time.
And that's what I was
to do it.
saying. Even though she's my friend, and even though I do have that side of the game in my favor right now, it's not long term for me.
It's not.
Okay. I am nervous because it seems like the house is flipping and voting for Lily. The house, I keep saying the house, the game.
It's the greenhouse.
The greenhouse. I think there are still people whose loyalties are gonna lie with Lily, but I no longer think that she has the majority. And I feel like I'm in a situation where, even though I am friends with Lily and we do have somewhat of a majority, it's weaker than the majority that is being established in the house. And so, if everybody's being honest with me, the majority is voting for Lily. And I want to make sure that I am on the right side of history, because historically it didn't work out well for me to try to turn against the people that I was already aligned with for the sake of an outside friendship. So I'm nervous. I hope it works out. I think that if this works out and nobody's lying to me, this is the moment where I prove that I am not 1,000% in the Baton Rouge clique of this game. And I think that's important.
So at this point, I have loyalties to you, Lily, and Victoria. Until y'all are competing against each other, I can't even let it be a conflict.
No,
like, you know what I mean?
You're the one of the top people in my list. Obviously, I gave you the vote, and I trusted you with it, and that's why I want to talk to you independently.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I'm wondering if I need to use. I think I'm gonna. Okay.
this
Stop
is
talking. Stop thinking out loud.
This is I'm just looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
A purely numbers thing, and I
Yeah.
don't want you to waste a banked vote if the house is swinging
Right.
one way or the other.
Well, the only reason I would have to use the banked vote is if Brody were to use his banked vote and vote for,
Right.
because then it would be 5 and 5, and I would need to use one of mine to break the tie.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying I might just use one, like, just in case. Because if I'm doing the math correctly, then that would, like, solidify any scenario.
Right.
It might be unnecessary.
Right.
But
That's the thing. I don't want to waste.
Yeah. I don't know.
May I?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're making a big push. So I think it might be me if we don't use the bank votes. I mean, I can't make you use your bank votes, you know what I mean?
I mean, I think that I was just telling him if I've done the math correctly, even if
I don't think I'm not sure Colin's gonna vote with us.
okay, well then that changes things.
I think, but if we have one Clay, one Victoria, and I don't know, it's not counting Brody, because who knows? 1, 2, you have 3, 4, 5. You have 6. That would be it. That would be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't use them, then it would depend more on Brody and Carlin. I just don't know.
And then again, is it a tie? If it's a tie,
Then Laura's the tiebreaker,
then Laura's the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
which I did not initially realize.
Right.
And that obviously we know will go only one way.
Johnny and I made a deal earlier. Like, he was like, I'll block your votes if you'll. I'm just afraid that, like, next round, Johnny will need one, and I won't have them to give when I promise them. You know?
Yeah.
So, I think what I'm going to do is use one of my banked votes, assuming that Carlin votes for us,
Or Brody.
assuming that we have Carlin's vote, even if Brody uses both of his bank notes, and so
I
does
thought it only
Laura.
has one bank vote.
Both of his votes.
Yeah.
Laura uses both of her votes, and Patrick uses his one vote. It would be 6-5 in our favor if I use one of my banked votes.
If Carlin votes with
If
us.
Carlin votes with us.
I'm really torn, and I'm almost leaning towards voting you out, just to be brutally honest. Just because I do have some fears, and it's nothing against you, but just now you were just saying, like, Johnny, you and I have built a trust. Clay, you and I have a trust, and you never mentioned me in that.
Well, it's not that I don't have a trust with you.
but you have promises to other people
Right.
you have to keep, and I
Yeah.
understand that, and I have to still, to an extent, play for
Totally.
me
Absolutely.
as much as I'm playing for everyone else that I'm aligned with.
Well, it's a big alliance. Like, we're getting to the point
Yeah.
where, like,
It
we
has to-
have
stuff
to
has to
faction
happen.
off. Yeah. But
So that's where I am sitting currently.
Yeah.
Just being honest with you.
Yeah. I thought we could pick a few more people off before we started dividing our original.
I just think as soon as we pick a few more people off, I'm on the bottom and I'm
I get
Daisy
you.
pick.
And you want a new team.
I want a team that maybe I'm not the bottom. I don't know. Maybe I am the bottom. Maybe I'm in the exact same spot on that team, but I'd rather the option and potential of maybe I'm 4th over there versus 6th over here.
Yeah.
You see?
yeah.
So that's where my head is at. I'm not saying I'm voting that way, but that is where I'm leaning. Just being straight up and honest with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clay sounds like he's going to do that, but that's Clay, and he can be lying to me, and I don't know.
Sounds like he's going to do what?
Vote for
Also
me.
vote you out, just because at that point the numbers don't make sense.
Yeah.
Because Laura has the bank vote and tie-breaking. And then I also have a bank vote.
I want to keep you as long as I thought I could keep you as long as I could. But if the chances of you going home are high, I can't vote again.
I don't think they're high. I think
can't
it's
vote.
I think it's split. You know what I mean? I think it's split. I think it comes down to, like, you know what I mean,
What?
sticking to it or not. You know what I mean?
Well, do you know where Carlin is at?
Carlin's voting out Lily, and it's not a question. So,
Yeah. Her, she's aligned.
So I
This is
think
Patrick's
here's-
play, and
here's-
she's loyal to
exactly.
Patrick.
She's Patrick's number one. This is where I think the numbers lie. Just running through them in my head. Even if Johnny and Clay vote, what's her name?
Maddie?
Sorry.
Maddie out. That puts it 1, 2, 3, 4 votes. 4 votes. You have 2 banked. We have 2 banked. It ties. Laura breaks the tie. You go home. Is what I'm thinking at this point. That's the only
Yeah.
way I see it.
I feel like he's kind of playing poker with me a little bit, saying that he's going to use those banked votes. And so making it seem like even if I use my banked votes, there's no way that you can be saved. So that I will.
He has to use his
so
bank vote
that
for
I-
there to be a tie, though.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, wait, does what I'm thinking make sense? Let me get back to you.
If you use your bank votes and he uses his and Laura uses her, assuming everyone uses their bank votes, it will be tied.
Right.
But he's using his bank votes for you?
No, for Maddie. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, for me. Yeah. Brody's just told us he's about to vote me out.
So they were unsure about Johnny? What Johnny?
Yeah, and Johnny is like freaking out, and they won't even let me go over there, so it makes me feel like they're about to like stage like some sort of coup to flip and get you. But like, what? Who does that benefit? Anyone but them. This round has been entirely too long for an easy fucking vote. I am confused.
No. I think the question is whether to use the banked votes or not.
But then like Johnny and Clay voting with us is 6-2. There's no amount of big votes in the world.
I never heard for sure that Clay was going to vote with us.
But even if he doesn't, they don't have the big votes as long as Brody. And Brody is vehemently for this plan.
Right.
So that's why I'm confused. That's why it's taking so long.
This is because if Johnny is going to vote to keep Lily, then me and Brody need to use our banked votes. If Johnny is going to vote with us and keep Maddie, then we
I feel
don't
like-
have to use our
I
bank.
feel like
Does
the
he
vote
think-
with the group would benefit you more in the end.
Yeah, why is he like
Why would
trying
you
to make
flip-
some grand play against?
I think he has some kind of tie. I think Johnny has some sort of tie to that. To
It has
those
to be
girls.
Lily specifically, right?
Not necessarily.
He might-
They started off pretty strong, going in for a Venus flytrap.
Yeah, but if it wasn't Lily, then like why would he be making this effort to save her? Like why not wait around to save like Caitlyn or
Maybe he just doesn't want to get on their bad side.
What do you mean?
Who
That's the
cares?
thing that I don't get. The people they're gonna be mad at are like us.
Yeah.
It's gonna be us, and then we already have the numbers. If they're mad at us, to go after them.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. I don't know. I felt like I was in a really good spot, and like as it goes further, I don't know. The person I feel the closest with is Carlin, and then I like Brody a lot, but I don't know a lot about what Brody's like side deals are. Like I think he's good with Johnny. I think he's good with Clay, maybe better than me with both of them. And so I don't know if like I should go forward with that group. I definitely feel good with Carlin though. So like, and Laura too. And then Maddie as well. So it's real, like my biggest worry right now is like just kind of being overtaken socially by Brody or Clay, because like Johnny would be with them, because me and Johnny haven't had many conversations, but I still feel good right now. I don't think I think I should be okay for around, but I definitely need to like put in some work and get some more strong allies, like lock them in, besides like Laura, Carlin. Like, I don't know how far Brody and me are gonna be, but yeah. I said I would work with him early and then try to get him out, but I don't know if that's a possibility. We'll see. It's gonna be fun, that's for sure. It'll be.
Is Clay in or not?
I have no idea.
I need to confirm one last time. I think we both play bank votes.
Johnny's not in?
He doesn't want to be.
All right, then.
But that's what I told him. I told Lily to her face, I said, if I flip, I'm going to use the bank vote. Because I don't trust that Clay or Johnny will. And then what happens is, now, I'd rather, if I'm going to tell you to your face that I am thinking about voting you out, I'd rather get rid of one extra vote and ensure you go home.
Right.
Because worst case scenario then is it ties, if Carlin's in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's the move I think that needs to be made for my game, because
For Lily, to clarify, for Lily to go.
for Lily to go.
Yes.
So I am planning on using my bank vote. I think you should do the same to ensure no matter what, if Johnny and Clay don't flip, we still have the numbers.
Yeah. I mean, I like Maddie, and the idea of using my banked vote to save her doesn't thrill me. I mean, I like
See,
her,
but
and it's nothing against her.
I can't
but
think of it as
it's,
saving her.
It's more of getting rid of Lily.
Exactly.
So,
It's breaking up the power.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna use your bank vote.
I'm going to use my
I'm
bank
gonna
vote.
use my bank vote.
You're going to use your
Okay.
bank vote.
Can we shake on that?
Yes. If I wink at you, don't use it. Like if I look at you before we vote and wink, do not use it.
I think the time is coming.
I need to talk with Lily one last time, I promised her.
Okay.
I am nervous to end up on the wrong side. I don't want to eliminate Lily because I like that we have this group, but I also don't want to pin myself into a corner if there's no chance. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That is what I'm trying to confirm right now,
Okay.
but people are flipping.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about that?
The last I heard it was going to be a tie, so if it's a tie, Laura would break the tie and then Laura would
That's
go
also
home.
true. That's another disadvantage. So Patrick has been pushing really hard for Lily since the beginning of this round.
Right.
Carlin is aligned with Patrick as well, very closely.
Yes, I know that.
Laura would obviously vote for Lily because she is aligned with Maddie. And Lily is a bigger threat. And I think Laura's playing more of the game. Brody and Johnny were the first ones who approached me about it. That's when I realized, because everybody was counting Carlin's videos, that's when I realized that we didn't have all those votes. And they're basically saying, you can vote however you want, but I'm thinking about, like, you know, how I need to evolve the house. I also, out of that entire group, have told everybody, like Brody and all them, they were like, if you had to take somebody out of that group to bring with you further in the game, who would it be? I said Victoria because I don't think that she is trying to play the way that Caitlin and Lily are. Lily, I think, is trying to make money moves. Caitlin is acting very emotionally. I love them both, and I'm not trying to turn against them. I'm just trying to think of, if the house flips this way, how do I adapt?
Sure.
And you should honestly be thinking the same thing, because if y'all keep congregating in that Baton Rouge way, it's going to become a target because people are starting to get nervous that y'all are about to have a majority in the game, and I think I'm included in that too.
Yeah, I get that, but now the majority, it's literally flipped, right? So now it's just going to be flipped. If Lily gets out, then the majority is going to be...
I don't know, because the way that Brody presented it to me, and he could have totally spun this in a way to tell me, but the way he said it was that the biggest priority right now is the idea that the Baton Rouge people would sort of take majority for the rest of the game.
Mm-hmm.
If Lily were to be voted out, the threat would be diminished, and it would be more of an even playing field.
What are you doing? Because this is my thought. If you vote with us, I can save our bank vote for you and I, and just you and I. But if not, I'm using my bank vote right here and now.
I have to get confirmation from Caitlin that she's not going to use all 3 of her votes.
She only has, even if she does, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Because if I use mine, it's over. It ties. If I use mine, Laura and I should. We're both going to use ours.
Okay.
So
Well, but then we lose that vote.
I have a signal to her of when not to play it.
Gotcha.
But if you vote, it doesn't matter. If you vote with us, it doesn't matter if she uses all hers or not.
Oh, okay.
Because then we don't need to play my bank vote.
Done.
So you.
Yeah, I'm in. I 1,000% will vote for Lily to go home. I wanted to talk to Clay to make sure he was on board.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to talk to Clay as well, and I'm going to talk to Lily and tell her, look, I made a pitch against you just now. I cannot keep you.
Okay.
Like, I can't. I felt too bad lying to people and fucking tiptoeing around this thing. And I was just like, I'm just going to fucking tell it how it is and where my head's at and be honest with these people. Because I really, truly, this is you and I, do not plan on going after Victoria or Caitlin next round.
And also, just so that you know, though, the pact that Caitlin and I have is just, I have heard that banked vote.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure you didn't realize, didn't think we were
No,
working
it's
closely together.
it said a lot whenever she was not able to say she has any kind of long-term thing with me, but she did with you and Clay.
Yeah.
And it just told me, at best, I'm 6th.
Yeah.
And at worst, I'm 6th there. To where I'd rather take the chance of one more round on that side.
No, I agree.
But I'd rather, honestly, do neither. Fucking take you, Clay, and siphon one of those people and just fucking run this game.
But do you think that that's even going to happen with Clay?
I think once he commits, I would do it with Victoria. Us 4, I'm fine with.
Okay. Okay.
I would love to run this fucking game with y'all.
Okay.
And
Over
if y'all
Caitlin?
Yes, Caitlin doesn't trust me as much as Victoria.
Oh,
and,
okay.
if y'all vote me out 4th, y'all vote me out 4th.
Okay.
Because that's the great thing about this game is a strong player is always going to get out 4th because you have to vote to bring them to the end.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's where I stand. So you and I, we are voting out Lily.
Yes, it's done.
Swear. And I told Caitlin this, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not going after you by any means next round. Actually, I'll swear to both of you right now that if I win next round, I'm not putting either of you up.
Okay.
Because I'm not going after you. I don't want you to think this is a target, y'all. It is a group of 3 is really, really powerful. And I was 6th out of that group of 3 and 3. If that makes sense. And so, for me, it makes sense to do this And I still think, and I was just telling Johnny this, I trust you still a lot. You've given me no reason to be sketched out, nothing. I want to fucking win this game, us four right here. Patrick has to be out soon. He's powerful, he's strong, he made the move, he came up with it. After this round, no more powers are going to be out there. Laura's using her bank vote. I will not if y'all go with me. That way, and I swear, if we need to use it to save us four, then we use it to save us four. And that is me breaking my word to Laura, because I shook on it with her that I would use it.
Yeah.
Right now?
Right now. Because we weren't sure who's voting with us, and if we both
Why are
use
you
it,
changing your mind? Just to keep it?
to keep it so we can use it for us. Because long term, I'm not aligned with Laura, and long term, I'm not aligned with Patrick. I'm aligned with y'all.
Yeah.
And so maybe it comes back to bite me in the ass. So be it. I'm here to protect the people I'm giving my loyalty to.
Yeah.
And been as honest as I can be.
Okay.
And that's what I'm doing right now with y'all.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I told Caitlin, is the reason I told Lily where my head is at.
Yeah.
Because there's no point in bullshitting y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all are
told Lily
adults,
that?
we're all adults.
You told Lily?
Oh yeah, you're so front.
I told her to her face that, like, hey, I'm leaning towards voting you out and it's probably going to happen. And if I flip, there's no way you can stay. I'm sorry.
If everything is as he says it is, and even if I use my banked votes and we tie, and Laura's the tiebreaker, and you go out, like,
I might be playing chicken with you.
that's what I'm saying. But like, if he is playing chicken with me, then that's what I'm trying to figure out. If I use my banked votes and they don't use their banked votes, who would come, like, what would the score be at that point?
We would have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then they would have...
Did you just count yourself?
No.
Okay.
Clay, Victoria. You would have 3. Johnny 1. So that would be 6. If they didn't use theirs, it would just be 1, 2, 3, 4.
So how, in what way is he playing chicken then?
I think he's trying to get you to use your votes. But, well, I'm not sure he's going to use his.
That's what I'm
'Cause-
saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if he doesn't use his and I use mine, then you're still in.
So if they don't use theirs and you use one of yours, then we would win.
I would like to use just one of mine because I promised one to Johnny.
You did promise one to Johnny?
Yeah. When he blocked my vote, so I could have a banked vote.
Yeah.
But I also made promises to you, and so like, I did not think I was going to make it this far in the game. I really didn't. And I didn't think it was going to fucking come to this.
Well, I also, it kind of sucks because I volunteered to be the daisy chain person because I thought we were sailing through this while we were going to stay strong. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's kind of fucked up.
Right. I just wish I knew, like, if Laura uses her banked vote, if Brody doesn't, but Laura does, even if I use both of mine.
If you use both of yours, then we still win. If you use one of yours, it's tie. They have 4 without using any. If she adds 1, it's 5, which it evens out to ours. So if she uses 1 and you use 1, then it's a tie, and I go home.
What I'm saying is if Brody doesn't use his,
And Laura
and
does.
Laura does.
Okay, then that makes it 5. And then we would have 4 unless you use some of yours. If you use one of yours, then it would be 5 and 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me talk to Johnny.
Okay.
Are they praying?
I think so.
They look like they're at a funeral.
Somebody's funeral.
Whose is it gonna be?
I'll say it later.
So, keeping me on the daisy chain, I did volunteer to be the tall person because I thought we were holding true to our alliance, you know what I mean? So, I put myself in this position on purpose for us to go forward to this round. So, just saying, you know what I mean? Like, I showed my loyalty by, you know what I mean, by saying, like, I will volunteer to be the person to go up against Maddie, we'll get Maddie out, and then we'll deal with our inner turmoil, you know what I mean? And
Absolutely,
then
which
the blood will be
that
out.
was the whole plan,
Yeah.
and now
So-
it's flipping, and I don't know if
But-
it's in our control anymore.
From my
can be.
perspective,
Yeah.
I was never told about this plan, which says a lot about where
No,
I was.
there wasn't. No, but when us four were left, I said I'll do it. You know what I mean? I'll stay back. You know what I mean? Like I volunteered to be back as a show of good faith, saying like I'm not gonna fight for being. You know, because everyone's like, what are we gonna pick? I'm like, I don't need to be picked first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't ask to be picked first. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because I was confident being in this position. Because I was like, let's hold true to our alliances. So.
I get that.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've put forth that good faith to be like,
I need to
this
talk
is my
to
alliance. You know
I'm
what I
voting
mean?
you out.
Johnny and
I'm gonna tell you
Lily.
to your face. I'm voting you out. If I need to use the bank vote, I will, and you will go home.
Okay, I need to talk
Boom,
to Johnny
bam,
and Lily.
done.
Okay.
No question. There's 5. It's over. So, just telling you what I need to do for me.
Yeah.
And I've told y'all what I need to do for me, and I've been upfront about it this entire time. Trust me or don't trust me. You tell me if I should use the bank vote or not. I'll leave it to you.
All right.
I mean, I think it's fucked up that I took the fall and I'm, you know what I mean? Like, that's not cool.
Well, I think it's bullshit that somebody's going to skirt through the competition because everybody's ready to break alliances. I just think that's bullshit.
I agree.
I'm sorry. That's I
agree.
said from the beginning, I don't understand why she's still in this game. I think it's
if Laura
crap.
doesn't use does Laura use her vote?
Yes.
Her bank vote?
I think that's stupid.
Well, I was going to talk about if I use both of my bank votes to help her. Is there, I mean, like, I can still have your back, but I wanted to check with you first and, like, get your permission or your good faith. But, like, I guess he's right. If he uses both of his banked votes, my fear is that he's not going to use his banked votes. And
I'm fairly positive he's scared he's going to use them
yeah,
because he's not confident. And I think he doesn't want to be backstabbed
yeah.
because then he's out next round. It's out.
Yeah.
That's it. If this doesn't go through.
Right. What do you think I should do? What would you do if you were me?
I like you a lot. I want to work with you. I felt like that as soon as I met you, so I would only use one of your votes and save the 2. Okay. That's it. And you don't need to waste those 2 right now, especially if this is not going to work out.
Don't tell anybody.
No.
But that's what I'm going to do.
No, I'm not saying a word.
Yeah, they'd only have 5 and we would have 6 if she uses her 2 bank votes.
If he votes for you, then you're
But
fucked.
I wasn't aware that was on the table.
Yeah.
Y'all
Because
didn't talk to him about
he's
that?
been with us, but I think that he's tighter with Brody. The way that the
Brody's gonna
conversations
eat him
are going.
for lunch.
I
I don't
know.
understand why. I don't understand why he would be.
I don't understand why he would switch to Brody's alliance. You know what I mean? To be loyal to Brody because you know that Brody's going to screw you over the first chance he gets, and we were planning on going to the end. So I don't
Yeah, really Brody's
understand
Brody's
why.
whole tactic is, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm still going to screw you over, but I'm going to be honest with you about it. And that's great, but it's still going to do it. He's telling you what he's doing. He's not lying about what he's doing. He's telling
But
you.
he won't do that forever.
Well,
You know what I
right.
mean? Like,
but
that's silly.
he's trying to get people on his side by being honest, by being like, look, I'm being upfront. So then he's convincing people like Johnny, hey, look, I'm being upfront.
That won't
I
work out for
promise
him.
you.
That won't work out for him in the long run. That's his tactic from here on.
No, it's not. But that's
It
what
makes
he's
me-
doing.
It makes me nervous that the house is like split.
The power has come down to y'all. Because, like, it's. If you use your bank vote, Brody's on the fence, and I don't know what Clay's going to tell him. But like I told Clay, I volunteered to stay back and be the call person to hold our alliance. Brody's going to fuck you over very soon. You know what I mean? Like we've all seen him like win the games over and over again. Like obviously.
Who did you
know what
say
I mean?
was on the fence? You just said somebody's on the fence.
No, I said I volunteered to stay back.
No, I know.
Brody's
but
on the fence about using his banked vote.
About using his bank vote, yes.
Yeah.
If he does it and you use yours, I stay in. You know what I mean? But if you don't, you're gonna they're gonna vote you. You know what I mean? Brody's gonna turn your back. They will pick you guys off. You know what I mean? Like that's
Right.
Right now we have the majority. This vote decides what side you're on. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, it does.
and I'm just saying I haven't done anything to betray you guys. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And he's going to, obviously. You know what I mean? Like he's telling you he will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like I'm confused as to why everyone's like jumping to trust Patrick and Brody that have been flipping sides, and I haven't flipped sides at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
No, you're right.
That makes no sense.
you're right. Okay.
I know that you have loyalties to Johnny, and I know
Only
that
for a banked vote.
I know that, and I know that Brody is obviously trying to pull you, like they're all trying to pull you guys. Like I get that, you know what I mean? But I feel like for our alliance, I have stayed true to everything I said.
No, you
You
have.
know what I mean? And I volunteered to be the martyr, and this was going to be an easy out for Maddie, and you know what I mean. We were going to kind of deal with it later.
Right.
But I also think, as far as y'all's long-term game, like we're all affiliated now. So I think if y'all stay in, the other side is now going to grow power, and then they're going to pick you guys up. You know what I mean? So like, I don't really see how this is a smart play for y'all either, if I'm being totally honest. You know what I mean? Like I think y'all are next to go if I'm not in the majority with y'all.
If I can be completely honest, like for me at this point, it's not about me staying in the game. It really is about like loyalties, and I don't know what to do because I have loyalties to both of you. But it, you know, that's what it is. Like, and you just said, you know, a loyalty. We had a loyalty, and you were like, well, for a banked vote.
Right.
So like, I'm like, okay, well, if I give you that banked vote, are we still loyal to each other?
Right.
Because I just heard, I don't know what the conversations are between you and Brody, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm saying, it doesn't really matter to me how long I stay in at this point. I don't want my votes to be for nothing.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to be honest with you, Brody's very strategic. I don't think Brody's going to use his bank vote.
Okay.
Unless Clay just walked directly from there to over there. So unless they have some sort of secret code, you know what I mean? I don't think Brody's going to use his bank vote because he's going to want to carry it to later. You know what I mean? To be strategic. He's trying to make his move and you get on top. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to use it.
But I
if
feel
he
like he's
doesn't,
going to use it because if he risks you not getting out, he's going home next week.
but not necessarily because Laura's also somebody, you know what I mean? Like a big player too. I'm saying Laura and Brody will absolutely gang up and kill the rest of everybody else, and their alliance will go to the top. It'll be them and Patrick at the end.
Okay.
Plain and simple. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna start picking everybody else off. I'm saying for Brody's game, there's 10 people still in it. It doesn't make sense for him to use his bank vote yet. He's so strategic long game. You know what I
Right.
mean? That I just don't see him using it right now.
It is time for another greenhouse banishment. Lily and Maddie, you're our final nominees. You each get one last chance to address your fellow players. Lily, you're first.
Hello. It might be my time, I might be doomed, but I wish to say I've been thinking about it, and I haven't told anybody a lie. I've played a completely honest game. I've been upfront. I have told people that I'm allied with them. I have kept true to everything I said I was going to do. Any chips that people gave me to do stuff, I gave it back to them. You know what I mean? Like I have not done anything in my eyes to warrant people turning on me because I've been loyal to everybody that I asked to be loyal to me. So I've played a really clean game, and I feel like I deserve to go further.
Great, Maddie, you're up.
I think that I've also played a clean game. I've talked to almost every single person here, and whenever we decided that something was going to happen, I went with it. I feel like whenever somebody's had a plan, if I've been aligned with them, I've complied with them very well. I've also been here 3 times, so please don't send me home.
All right, with that, it is time to vote. Laura, you're first. Come with me. Everyone else get in
I
line.
made an alliance with Johnny about a banked vote when he blocked my votes earlier, that I would use it in his favor if it came down to it. But I also told Lily that I would support her, so instead of like using, I gave it to him so that it's in his hands, and technically like
No, I do not know the full Roxy vote.
I'm holding up both ends of the bargain, so I gave him Johnny my banked vote.
I am voting to save Maddie and banish Lily, and I'm doing so with my vote and my bank vote.
Thank you so much.
I said earlier when I was nominated that I did not come to play a safe game, and that's true. My personal beliefs are that to break an alliance with this many people in the game is, some would say, good strategy. Others would say, shitty. So I would say it's shitty, and I don't want to win by like losing people's trust. I just think that's not how I like to play the game, and if I lose because of that, that's fine. So my vote is for Maddie, who has done nothing to prove that you should be in this game. Sorry about Maddie.
We are going Question is to use or not to use. The red is banked.
Yeah.
This is definitely going here.
Can you say where here is?
And here would be Lily McGill. I was honest with everyone throughout the round after I decided to be honest. And I made it extremely clear where I was going this round, and I've made my pitch. I'm gonna trust Clay, and I'm going to trust that they truly, I think, if they pulled it off, good for them. I'm safe this round anyway. I'm gonna win that challenge, and they're gonna be wishing they voted with me. So, at this point, old Brody's gone, real Brody's here, and it's my game where I'm going home from here on out. I'm gonna keep this. Lily, I'm sorry. It's not even your fault. You just happened to be the one in the seat when it came time to pull the trigger.
It's not that you played an untruthful game and you weren't loyal the entire time and had my back. That you did. But you're such a strong player and I respect you so much. It's time for you to go. I'm so sorry, Lily. No hard feelings.
How are you voting?
Lily.
I am putting one vote for Maddie.
So this was very stressful for me. I don't like going back on alliances so early, but this person is a very strong player and needs to get out now, and I just hope that everybody else votes the same way. I love you, Lily. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel.
I am flipping. I am trusting that the majority is going to vote the way they're saying, and I am voting for Lily to hopefully protect myself in the future. Love you.
By a vote of 7-2. Lily, younger than from the greenhouse. Thank you for playing. Lily is the next player banished from the greenhouse. By establishing herself as a strong leader of a 4-person visible alliance, it was only a matter of time before someone pulled the trigger. Which players will take power next? Find out next time on The Greenhouse Season 2.